a lot. If you're into, if you, they did do the strobe warning, and that is totally legit. It's too much. It's a lot. It's overwhelmed. They try to tie up every little thread, which is good in one sense, but it goes to show that they rushed this. It was rush production. The storyline, it was just go, 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 which is fine, but it's not a good movie. It's entertaining in one sense. Again, it's not in the spirit of things. You could argue that it's a Star Wars film, but it's not. Wow. So of course this is the warning part of it. I'm literally just walked out of the figuratively, literally walked out of the movie theater. It's wow. A lot of information, thread line, storyline. Palpatine wins, even though again this is, you know, if you don't want any spoilers, don't look at this, but it's heartbreaking because I was there on opening day weekend for when Star Wars came out in 1977. If not that weekend, the weekend after. Waited in line for like 2-3 hours to see the first film. I was 7 years old, maybe 8, and was at the opening of all the movies since then. This is Friday. I didn't come out on Wednesday or Thursday, but it is Palpatine wins. I've read, oh gosh, 50 some of the books. I have the cartoon series also, which is sad. Not the cartoon series, but this is, there's no point. How they wrap this up shows okay, they wrap this up poorly. They try to, you can see the beginning of the film, you can see why they reshot this, or the reshoots are going all the way until literally a couple, 2-3 weeks ago, or whatever they said they did or didn't do. It was not well thought of. You can tell through the first film, they had, or I should say from the second film, there was no story arc. They didn't do what they should have done, and that was they should have had a story arc. I think it was a mistake, them firing the third director, and of course Ryan or Rian Johnson, whatever you want to call him, completely aborted. And I would say this is the final. It's an abortion. Yeah, it's a science fiction movie. It has action, has the veneer of Star Wars. It has all the things the names, the characters. There was some touching stuff with Chewbacca that I thought was appropriate. It's just a lot of information. As you can see, this is the Regal here in Houston, Texas. It's 610 and I-10. I went to. It's a little bit before or after 4 o'clock. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. Again, Palpatine wins. Even and for her to take the name of Skywalker is an atrocity. The whole thing is about it, when New Hope came to us, the first Star Wars film, number 4, the 4th book, if you will, or chapter 4. It's supposed to be about Skywalker, A New Hope, because his father, Darth Vader, was supposed to be the chosen one. That didn't happen. And it's about people succumbing to power, arrogance. Oh, what's the other? I can't think of the other thing. But that's what it was, in greed, and the Sith way, if you will. And unfortunately, what's ironic is that Disney succumbed. Disney became the Sith. And I remember it was funny that people, when Disney bought Star Wars or Lucasfilm, someone put showed Mickey Mouse, and I hate saying this, in the Palpatine hood, and boy, did that turn out to be 100% true. It's a lot, man. I wrote down a couple pages. I don't know if I'm going to do all that, but and my hand's shaking out of it. it's well shot. I will give anybody their kudos. It's a well shot film. Gosh, it's a lot. I mean, it's the end of the trilogy. It's the end of the story, supposedly. I wish we even said this after the first, when Star Wars Awakened, real fans or people that are into science fiction, Star Trek, even Babylon 5. I'll even tell you where they stole, in my humble opinion, how they stole some of the plot lines from Babylon 5 to do this film. How about that? For all my fellow B5ers out there. And if you're a true B5er, you still don't watch TNT because of what happened to the spin-off show Crusade. Shout out to all my B5ers. So, what are you going to do? I know, like that, all the people. Okay, Babylon 5. There's groups of us that will not watch anything on TNT. If you did, you didn't realize it was on TNT, but you'll turn the channel right away. How many people are going to watch a J.J. Abrams film again? I really, definitely not a Rian or Rune Johnson or Ryan Johnson. Anything that Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, the president of Disney, wants to run for public office. I knew this right after the Awakened movie came out. Dude, there's people that might be Democrats, but they ain't going to vote for you, dude. That's done, son. It ain't going to happen. There was a Trinity. Oh yeah, here's a fun one. The ironic thing is the three characters, Rey, Poe, and Finn. What's ironic, Finn in Latin, if you don't know, means end. And F-I-N. Poe means to be poor. And then Rey is supposed to be the ray of light. And I don't know if you noticed the typology in The Awaken where she comes in and she watches Han Solo gets destroyed or killed and the sun's coming up, or the eclipse. But ironically, that eclipse, and she appears at the ray, or the ray. And I will tell you, so here you have Rey, Poe, Finn, or Poe, Rey, Finn. What does it mean? It's the ray of light's been destroyed, and this is the end. The ray of light is destroyed, or Poe, you're broken. That's another typology word for poor or Poe is to be broken. And to all my linguists that are out there that are really into the typology and the words and the linguistics of this is really, and that's the Trinity, which is ironic. And I guarantee you that they might have done that, or it might have been unconscious. I don't know, but I'm fresh out of this. We'll see when I post this. But this is really, it's sad. It's just so much, and that's the other thing too. Think about that. They had an opportunity to make billions and billions of dollars, and they have. I don't know what this, I haven't looked at the numbers. Again, this is Friday afternoon, just before 5 o'clock, sometime after 4, I guess. But what happens is that they could have made billions of dollars or tens of billions, and they made what, 2 billion on the first one? They could have made 3 billion. The second one, Rogue, it's probably made $1 billion or close to it. Last Jedi should have made easily 2 billion. It should have made more money easily than all the, or 3 of the Endgame. This is, if you will, the second greatest story ever told. And I know people are going to get on me for saying that. And when I teach or talk about and share, I'm intrigued with sales, marketing, language, and it's all the money that they did. They've made billions of dollars, but they could have made more money, 2 to 3 times as much. And because they decided to do the anti-Trinity, or the Trinity of destroying hope. And that's what's ironic, is that this is a hope destroyer. The Rise of Skywalker is not the Rise of Skywalker. It's there's no point to the story. Evil won, Palpatine won either way. And hope was broken. A New Hope, the first movie, A New Hope was destroyed with this new Trinity. Rey, Poe, Finn. And the ray of light in which we will break you. You will become you will have poor hope or no hope. And I hate saying it, but and then that's the Finn. That's the end. And yeah, there'll be more movies. If Kathleen Kathleen Kennedy is not fired over this. I heard, but don't worry, my DC fans, I hear J.J. Abrams is going to do the DC universe now. I've had hardcore Star Trek fans that are well into their 70s. All the problems that are in the Star Trek universe, to all my Trekkies or Trekkers, my condolences to you guys. I'm more of a Star Trek guy, but I was also, before I saw the original Star Wars movie, I actually saw the Star Wars cartoon on the Star Trek cartoon on Saturday mornings in the mid-70s. But, so Star Trek is Finn, Star Wars is Finn. Okay? So go live your lives, have a great one anyway, do the best that you can. May you have hope, have real light, enlightenment. That's a horrible word, I don't like the enlightenment word. Have real light in your life, and may it never be an ending for you except that you look back at the end of your life, and may it be incredible. Treat people well, tell better stories. J.J. Abrams, how about tell... Man, do I want to cuss. Why not tell good stories? Great stories. One of the significance that I remember that Star Wars was a watershed moment in cinematic history is that it was this about hope. If you look back at the 70s, a lot of the 70s films were dark. They were like, oh, we got to be realistic, and they were just not hopeful. And that's why in the 80s is the significance of the 80s is it was Star Wars actually helped set the frame, helped set the how we thought about movies, and we wanted to walk out, I don't know, feeling good, feel excited, hopeful. A trinity of possibility, a trinity of hope, a trinity of being truly human and really awesome and treating people well. And go back and read the books. The books are really good. If you want, Darth Plagueis the Wise is one of my favorite ones. I think the guy's name is Luciano. I forget his first name. That was one of my favorite books in the Star Wars series. It's just before and as Palpatine becomes the Emperor of Star Wars. That's like 500, maybe 600 pages long. It's a great book if you're a true Star Wars guy and gal. I really recommend that. But it's Darth Plagueis the Wise. And that's where some of this, some of it it alludes to it, and how the system of this would have been, how Palpatine would have had the money to do this is one of the big ones. And I know that I've heard that J.J. Abrams and Disney, with all these new films, is you have to read other books to get answers. You have to actually read some of the comic books instead of being the movie being the complete piece, which is not smart in my humble opinion. The books are supposed to be additive. And again, I've read so many of them, it's kind of scary. But Luciano, and if I'm saying that, I'll correct the name or I'll make another video. He's written he's a handful, maybe about 10 of the books. Anything he writes in the Star Wars universe is incredible. And if you're out there, Mr. Luciano, again, I forget your name, I apologize. Darth Plagueis the Wise was incredible. And they could have done that. You know, they could have made a prequel type movie about just Darth Plagueis the Wise. That book I've read that one now twice, or just shy of twice. But that one's incredible. So anyway, to all my Star Wars fans, have hope. Like the first movie, Chapter 4, Book 4, A New Hope. J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson didn't do their jobs. They didn't know the universe. As we all, as true fans, said, did you read one of the books? Did you watch a movie? So, all right. Have a great weekend. Merry Christmas. Be hopeful. Be awesome. Thank you. Andre out.